I'm Josh, the founder of theaccountability.group, and hi, I'm Josh, in recovery, battling the diseases of addiction and mental health. Today we'll be doing the daily readings, playing a little bit of catch up here. So today is the Daily Stoic, August 22nd. Don't sweat the small stuff. It is essential for you to remember that the attention you give to any action should be in due proportion to its worth, for then you won't tire and give up if you aren't busying yourself with lesser things beyond what you should be allowed. Marcus Aurelius Meditations. In 1997, a psychotherapist named Richard Carlson published a book called Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, and it's all small stuff. It quickly became one of the fastest best-selling books of all time and spent years on the bestsellers list, ultimately selling millions of copies in many languages. Whether you read the book or not, Carlson's pithy articulation of this timeless idea is worth remembering. Even Cornelius Fronto, Marcus Aurelius's rhetoric teacher, would have thought it a superior way of expressing the wisdom his student attempted in the quote above. They both say the same thing: don't spend your time, the most valuable and least renewable of all resources, on things that don't matter. What about things that don't matter but you're absolutely obligated to do? Well, spend as little time and worry on them as possible. If you give things more time and energy than they deserve, they're no longer lesser things. You've made them important by the life you've spent on them. And sadly, you've made the important things, your family, your health, your true commitments, less so as a result of what you've stolen from them. And right there is the serenity prayer. Like, I love, don't sweat the small stuff, and it's all the small stuff, and I love Marcus Aurelius' quote. But at the end of the day, I can only control my own actions, thoughts, and behaviors, and 99.9999999% of life is completely out of my control. So that's why I love, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Boom. Everything in that, whole reading right there is accomplished in the serenity prayer. And that's what I've learned from the fellowship, is that there is so many things, because I'm a type A control freak. There's so many things that I want to go my way, that I make a bigger deal than they need to be, that I focus too much of my attention on that I shouldn't. And I've gotten better at it, but I'd be lying if I sat here and I told you, oh yeah, I'm super zen, excuse me. I'm drinking a NOS energy drink to try and wake up this morning. I'd be totally lying if I said, I have it all figured out and I don't sweat the small stuff, because I do. There's small things that, when I'm laying on my deathbed and I look back, I won't be thinking about, what I got on a test grade, or, how I handled a contract or a client, or any of those things. What'll matter are my friends and family, and how I spent time with them, and how I spent living my life. Was I just living, or did I truly feel alive? And that's one of the things that, unfortunately, in my experience, portion of my experience, strength and hope, I spent a lot of time isolating, receding, escaping, trying to cure things with the worst things possible that I could do to my body. So what I've gained in my recovery, in my sobriety, in my fellowships, in my friendships and relationships inside and outside the rooms, is that because time is a non-renewable resource and it's the most valuable currency, I am very cautious about how I spend it, and I try not to make a big deal, but I still do make a big deal out of things that probably aren't a big deal, or that definitely aren't a big deal. It's not probably. I'm human, I make mistakes, but I do spend my time worrying about things that I probably shouldn't worry about, or getting worked up over things that I shouldn't get worked up over. all that is to say is that the fellowship has gotten me to get better at it. Like, I don't get as worked up as I used to, and therapy has helped that, and my psychiatrist has helped that. Because I have co-occurring disorders, so not only am I suffering from the diseases of addiction, but I'm also suffering from a variety of different ailments, the alphabet soup of mental health issues. But I've been able to keep all of that stuff, you know, relatively under control. You know, I'm not in hospitals, institutions, jails, and because I'm making this video, I haven't done the very last one. So yeah, I would just say please subscribe to our channel, watch and like our videos, and please, 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 please use the comments, whether it's to vent, talk about early sobriety, what you're going through, any advice that you need if you're a newcomer. That'd be greatly appreciated. And then if you have time underneath your belt, please share your experience, strength, and hope. What tools you used in early sobriety. What were your healthy outlets? How you managed to stay in between the guardrails and on your road to recovery in order to maintain your sobriety. You can also reach out to us on tag Building Hope on Twitter. That's the handle, tag Building Hope, or tag Recovery on Instagram. But yeah, with all that being said, I just really wish that you can remember the Serenity Prayer, because 99% of this stuff is out of our control and we don't need to make it that big of a deal. So, you know, keep that all in mind and keep it all in perspective. I'm Josh, the founder of the Accountability Group, and I'm also Josh in recovery, battling the diseases of addiction and mental health. Thanks for letting me share.